Welcome back! We are so excited to have you guys with us at East Jackson Elementary School here for the first day of school. We saw a lot of you at open house. We know that you are probably just as excited as we are to be here. So we hope you've had a great first day of school so far. We have a very special activity plan that Ms. Brock and I would like to tell you about today. So if you were at open house, you saw that we had a theme kind of going on all over the building. You probably saw lots of robots and gears and machines and that kind of thing. So our theme this year for back to school is that we are geared up for a great year here at East Jackson. And we know it's going to be a great year because it's always a great year at East Jackson.
It's always fun.
So we're just looking forward to another one. So in keeping kind of with our theme, we're going to be doing a fun activity today. But I know that some of you guys may not know very much about us or what STEM is if you haven't been to school before. What? What? These guys have been following me around everywhere since open house. Have you been seeing them too?
Yes, and I guess they're trying to figure out what's happening before the kids know.
You want to tell them?
All right, I guess we can give them a little bit of information.
Okay. Who are you? Tell them who you are.
I'm Dawn Brock, and I teach STEM for kindergarten, first, and second. And this is Casey Rogers, and she teaches it for third through fifth. And what we're going to do is do it a little different this year. We're going to teach kindergarten and first. We're going to do it as a special. And in second grade, I'm going to push in, and we're going to be working in the classrooms.
And then in third, fourth, and fifth grade, we're going to be doing like Miss Brock's doing with second grade as well for STEM. So instead of coming out for specials, I'll be coming into your class during the Idea Lab block of your day with your homeroom teachers. So we are super excited to have lots more time. We'll get to see you a whole lot more this year, and we'll get to do a lot of fun activities. So even though you're not coming at specials, don't think we're not having STEM this year. We're having even better STEM than we've had before.
A lot more time.
Yeah, it's going to be
bigger projects.
I like bigger projects.
It's gonna be
Longer time,
exciting.
we can do a lot more exciting things. So let's talk about our first project.
First
Okay.
challenge. They've been waiting.
We've been talking to the teachers over the summer and at the end of the year, and the teachers have been telling us, we're like, oh, what are some problems? You know, our kids in STEM are really good problem solvers. Do you have any particular problems that you think our students could kind of help solve? And so we were talking about some different ideas from your teachers, and we kind of came up with one, and I'll tell you one that's one of my biggest pet peeves, and I really noticed it at the end of the year when I was cleaning up my classroom to get ready for the end of the year, kind of wrapping everything up, clean up this year. I will like move a bookshelf and find tons of stuff under the shelf, behind the shelf, like pencils and papers and library books and all sorts of things, and it drives me crazy because they're so hard to get out during the year, and I know that's why the stuff stays back there. So that's our challenge this year. We want you guys to help us invent something that's a tool that we can use to get things out of tight spaces and get them into the trash can without having to touch them, because I don't want to touch anybody's like grimy, germy things that might have bacteria on them and stuff like that. So we want you to build a tool that we can use to get things out of tight spaces, but can also help keep us healthy this year at school.
Sounds good.
Think they can do it?
Well,
all right, tell them what they're
I
going to
like
have.
the idea.
You got to make it challenging.
It's got to be challenging. So, of course, we're all about reusing things that we already have. So I'm going to give you just a sneak peek of some of the stuff that they can use. One of our favorites, we always use toilet paper rolls. Okay. Of course, we're going to have some pipe cleaners. There's some things in here. Well, I'll just show you.
Okay, just show it all.
We got some cups. We have some clips. We have some rubber bands. We have some popsicle sticks. We have plates, but they can't use their bag. Okay, that would be cheating. Okay, so definitely that's not part of the materials. Okay, but one thing that all groups are going to be allowed to have, they will have 2 yards of masking tape that your teacher will give you, and 1 pair of scissors and a piece of paper to plan, because we know that a lot of times when you take a few minutes to plan, your tool comes out a lot better.
Yep, most definitely. I always plan ahead. When I'm doing anything in life, it's always important to be a very good planner. All right, so just like in any other kind of engineering project, and those of you who may not have heard that word before, engineers are basically just problem solvers. They're people who fix things. Sometimes they build inventions and create new things, but engineers are problem solvers. So today, as you're planning and problem solving for your activity, you're going to have some constraints. That's just like engineers do in the real world.
What's a constraint?
Constraints. That's a good thing probably to tell people what they mean.
What that is.
So constraints are kind of like rules that you have to follow or guidelines that you have to follow to make something be a certain way that it needs to be. We know we have a materials constraint.
Right.
That means we're only allowed to use the materials that were provided to you. You can't bring anything extra. You want to have one additional material, and that's tape. People love to use tape when they build stuff
They
in
only
STEM.
get 2 yards.
2 yards, that's it. So we're going to have a constraint with that material as well. You're also going to have a time constraint. Your teachers are going to set a timer to give you somewhere from 5 to 10 minutes of planning time. And during your planning time, you can look at your materials, you can have them spread out, but you cannot start building. You got 5 to 10 minutes, piece of paper and a pencil, talk to the people on your team, come up with a plan. Sometimes I'll make multiple plans in case something doesn't work, so you have lots of different ideas. So you've got a time constraint with planning, and then time constraint with building, 40 to 45 minutes, however much time your teachers say. We're going to kind of leave that up to them, okay? So time constraint, materials constraint, and you also have a size constraint on this one, because remember, your item that you build is going to have to fit into a tight space. So think about a narrow space behind a bookshelf or under a bookshelf, something like that, that you might want your tool to be able to fit into, but it's got another function too. It can't just squeeze into a tight space. Once you get the item out of the tight space, you got to figure out how you're going to pick it up and transfer it to the trash can as well. So there's a little bit more of a challenge here because it's a multi-function tool. It's got to be able to work into a tight space, and it's got to be able to pick things up and put them in the trash can. So well, why don't you go ahead and tell them about how they're going to get points in this challenge?
So what we're going to do is the first time that either Ms. Rogers or I see you, we will be doing the testing. And with the testing, we've got different items that you would normally find as trash around a school. So think about some of that stuff. Think about what you might find around the school. So you're going to think about your items, and when you come or whenever we see you, we're going to have that in that tight space behind the bookshelf or underneath the bookshelf. And what you're going to try to do is you have to be the one to try to get it out. Okay, and so your group needs to get that tool that can get it out, like she said, and transfer it to a trash can. I'm not giving away any more things that they're testing other than what you just showed them.
Oh, so that was a hint.
That was a big hint.
Awesome. Okay, so we may have to get a paper
but they
ball
do
out.
get points. The harder the item is to get out, the more points they earn.
Okay, so it's a competition.
It is definitely a challenge.
Cool.
It's our first challenge of the year.
And the whole school's going to be doing it.
The
So
whole
even
school.
if you're in 5th grade, you might have a kindergartner that builds something better than you. So I can't wait to see all the cool
Absolutely.
things that
We're
you guys are
excited.
going to build. We know it's going to be a fun day. We'll be coming around to your classrooms very soon to test them and see how they work. So do a great job. Show great teamwork. It's a good day to make a good impression on your classmates and show them what kind of a team member you are and what a good problem solver and thinker you are.
And we look forward to seeing everybody.
Yep, it's going to be a fun year.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.